Channel 28. Audio, 557 in the stinking Wow. 557 in the stinking Lincoln Mobile on the sand pile. Break.
172, I appreciate you keeping that fire all the way alive.
557 Lincoln Mobile.
From Spring, Texas, he's got them all too.
Breaker.
Right beside your state line, I'm standing by.
Four-tank line, Big, I appreciate you letting me know I'm making the trip. I appreciate you letting me know this 1997 stinking Lincoln is making the trip. 557 on the sand pile and the stinking Lincoln Mobile with six 2879s getting on down.
They're claiming that these guys are interfering with aeronautical airspace.
I guess slow motion is Valentine to Orleans. Slow motion.
Hey, I heard it. Hey, don't talk to cornbread like that, man. That ain't very nice, 88.
Boy, that right there was a train wreck.
It's a train wreck, man.
It's a train wreck. 557, I'm a
Well, but I don't hear either one of them in there right now. I think conditions might have moved off of them, but man, they're moved right in there on you. Hello again, 172. I'm gonna get wide to the side. I'm standing by.
He cussing because he can't hear nothing on his radio. Where you been teaching that dog, man? What kind of dog?
copy on you. Got a small copy on you. He's looking up and down today. I'm not even gonna lie to you. These good people are jumping up and down all of my radio on the same power a day. Alright, I'm gonna get out the way now. I gotta step out the Mobile. 557, stinking Lincoln Mobile, and I'm back quiet.
Oh yeah, 172, 50 miles can make a lot of difference in your skip pattern. I know my friend 25, he's about 80 miles east of me, and sometimes we get the same skip, but a lot of times he's talking one way and I'm talking another. Hello 172, be blessed. Hello 178, I heard you in there again as well. I'm standing by. Roger that. Good that you did. You jump in there all you want, man. Hey, I'm hoping we're living in the land of the free and everybody can spike it up. Hello, 178. I'm standing by. You said hijacking the man. That's against the law right there, 178. Boy, you kid on the whole West Coast, I'm standing by. Oh, I'm setting him up over there, 172. I'm setting him up over
You got conditions, Mr. Eugene Johnson. You know it ain't hot. All over. Start trying to ball somebody.
How about that 161 in the stone? How about that Mr. 161 in the stone? 957 around our flag goal, waving that hand.
178, why you got my Uncle Eugene up in there? If you would, you tell him his favorite good-looking nephew is waving at him. Hey, 178, you tell my Uncle Eugene I said hello.
14711 Providence. Man, I've been hearing you in there too, brother. We just haven't been able to make contact. But 711 Providence, you hit me about 10 pounds here in the flight zone.
This is Mike in Florida. Mike in Florida, waiting.
Hey, Hey, 170, Uncle Eugene's the one out there hijacking the man right now. Well, I appreciate the shot, Eugene. We're going to get ice to the podium, I'm standing there.
Definitely appreciate the shot back in the flowers. Man, it's a train wreck on my end too, brother, so have a good day. Providence, Rhode Island. 57 in the black gold. They call me the Rock yet. I'm just going to stand by. Break.
Hey, 178, yeah, I'm Uncle Eugene's good-looking nephew right there, the good-looking nephew.
Yeah, I am waving from Florida, from the South. I believe you guys call it the South. That's where I am right now.
Hello. 172, 178. They're talking about Uncle Eugene out there, Uncle Eugene Johnson.
Hey, Moonshine. This is Mike.
I'm Uncle Eugene's best-looking nephew there, Break.
I've got two of those big yachts sitting out here. Mr. Muskrat, he had himself
So I'm going back as well to read the mail. So thank you for catching me up there in Pennsylvania.
Hey, 170.
Very nice to meet you, Mr. Michael.
He just wants to come out there. I can't handle that. Uncle Eugene don't look good enough for that.
Heavy Gulf Coast, Texas, waving a hand at your radio. Yeah, I heard you back in around Texas. I heard you out there around Texas. Red Fox. The Red Fox I hear be getting down. And
Yeah, I know you asked me. I actually in Central Lake.
You tell Uncle Eugene I ain't forgot about him. You tell Uncle Eugene his nephew ain't forgot about him.
So 10 minutes from Tampa, right in the center. So that's nail breaker.
breaker. Hey, I heard you heavy. Hey, I heard you heavy, no doubt about it. Red Fox around eastern Tennessee be reading your mail. Red Fox, eastern Tennessee. Ben, you're the only 10 I see out here in Texas. Hey, Red Fox, out here in eastern Tennessee, you got 5, 1, 5, heavy out here on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I am down here, but no party, not a lot of drink. You know how it is, just enjoying some radios once in a while, and not so much in here, but you know, I have kids as well.
Around there, he likes the skinny deal, but
Well, Mr. Moonshine, I believe he's Moonshine. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but thank you very much, my friend. You have a good one. 73, Mr. Mike. I'm staying clear.
Break 28.
A24, Illinois. Sounding good in here in Florida, my friend.
.25 up there in Kentucky, standing by. Everybody's getting ready at 25.
I'm putting it lower. Let's see at about now. I have like two big blowers right here, like a feet from my microphone. So I'm trying
you said you love it when them great big hammers get out there and cause all that big ruckus. So, man, you're one of them on the west side. I'll get you all in here. Hey, 172, your bad self. I got my eye on you. I'm standing by.
Okay, Mr. Man, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna go back to Channel 9. So see you guys. I will change all the system and going back over there to make some noise. Take care, my friend. Take care, everybody. Mr. Mike waving. See you guys. Bye.
You bang go.
172, you can look me up on Facebook, State Line Operator. And State Line Operator. Facebook, just look me up and send me a message there when you get time break.
radio. Is that motor about Paul?
Up there around Kentucky, I'm driving by.
Well, usually
Conditions are leaving you right there. Just look me up, brother. State line operator on Facebook. Hey, 172 be blessed. I'm out of the road.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we shot it back toward earlier today. For sure. It's not long ago. You said it the last time. You got it Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's been kind of crazy lately. I've even been getting a little skip action late at night, man. 11 o'clock at night. It's doing its thing. Mother Nature's being good to everybody. Anyway, it's 7-Eleven up there in Providence.
Just give me a shout sometime. And like I said, my conditions are moving over more into California now, the desert for the moment anyway. Hey, 172, your state line, no cruising, these Corsair's 99s, I'm standing by.
Come on. Right there. Right there from the grasshopper range.
25 up there in that bluegrass waving up there on the blue. You're doing a fine job, man. Keep some flowers to yourself. 367 Miami phone will be on the side.
Now you're on through that 172, anything's possible, especially just in the X. Go over there and check out a picture of my yacht. I got those 99s sitting right up there perched on top of that big yacht. Hey, 172, I'm gonna get out of the road. Your state line, I'm on the mail.
He said I was blowing smoke. Did you say I was blowing smoke out there? Red Fox over here in the Tennessee, you want to know?
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
God got it, now you've got it.
Hey, Roger, go on 172, working man, you sounding good. Get out there and have you some fun. I think I heard my friend 22 around the, as well. I'm gonna get my
State line, Mafia, double deuce flush.
I'm standing by.
Dogtown, I'm waving a hand.
Wildcat in the oops. Hey, 172, air conditions are moving. Hello, Wildcat in the goal. Real state line with a wave.
It was just a little oops. Not a big oops, just a little oops there. Break pinto bean motor mouth mole stepping in.
What kind of bang oops are you doing over there right about now? Let me switch this. I'm switching that. Hey, Motorman, what are you ooping about?
Just a little bit. Working what you're working. We're working half of what you're working into about 4 times what you're working. We're working about half of what you're working into 4 times what you're working to break.
Hey, Motorman, let me come down here throwing all that mathematical stuff out here. You know that don't mean nothing to us. You know how it is out here.
I shouldn't say it like that. I should say I'm working about enough to get the job done there, break.
See, we understand that. Now, stay out of here with them mathematical equations. Hello, man, you got a hammer. I understand him that.
And yeah, I was working the slide rule a little bit to try to get that last little DB out. I was working the slide rule looking for the DBs, and I think I found them. They're all up in your receiver right there, break.
Oh, they are. Are you on that new program, or are you still on the shutdown program?
I'm still on the old one, the M-Horse P3. I tried a couple of different plugins, and they worked okay. They were close, but they didn't have quite the same. There's a fullness and an openness on the bottom end that this particular plugin gives me that I can't get on the others. The others sounded a little bit more generic.
I understand that. Well, it'll be worth the trouble just to turn it back on when it goes off. Let me get out of the way, man. You rocking it. If you stay out there and talk a few minutes, I'll try to get you a little bit more audio. I have to plug my speaker back in, but I'll do it if you're going to be out there a little bit.
And for you, I'll be here for a little bit. Until yeah, I'll be here for a little bit. You were recording that last thing you did off of about a 3-inch speaker in a little box there. I couldn't believe what you were getting out of that 3-inch speaker to bring.
Oh, Roger that. If you'll remember, Delona did this radio setup, and you know what he did. And I think I've got some of the best audio received there is there, Ray.
410 on that, and 410 to Nell Driver. Well, you got the receiver all the way up in the corner. Holy smokes. I don't know how that's happening because I ain't got all that up in there. I've been accused of running a whole lot, and I ain't running a whole lot. A Nell Driver. I've been accused of, but ain't doing what they're accusing me of, but I do have a whole lot of antenna and a whole lot of Mother Nature. A Nell Driver, motor mouth, my working a small ball peen hammer right there, right now. And take a look at you can take a look at my receiver sitting underneath my antenna, by the way, and I'm not bleeding. I'm barely easing out of my own channel right there. And Nell Driver, motor mouth, working a small ball peen hammer. I'm back out on the side reading on this mail, and the state line operator, I believe, Nell Driver said hello around your neck of the woods. They go hello from a Nell Driver to state line operator. State line operator, I can't believe how you're getting that kind of sound out of that little bitty speaker, but that's, I'm going to stick with that to break.
I'm working by rules.
Hey, Roger that. I'm going to do tell Nell Driver I'm waving right back, and I hope he's enjoying that state line technology amplifier. I'm standing by.
Hey, I got a handle, but no numbers. Hey, 500. I don't know what you're talking about, but I got a handle, but I got no numbers. I got down, break.
You gotta have no numbers if you got a handle right there. Hey, tell that station in the bluegrass, old state line, waved at him. I'm gone.
Ain't nothing wrong with the tack hammer. Hey, that's, you just hit a little harder, swing a little faster. Ain't nothing wrong with the tack hammer.
Hey, motor mouth, tell him that tack hammer is pecking.
Hey, Eugene Johnson, I wouldn't say that. Hey, Eugene Johnson, I don't believe I would say I couldn't do you because I got a whole room full of stuff. I got a whole room full of you over here. Hey, Eugene Johnson, well, you got that ball down. You said you're looking for a ride on the yacht. I heard you a little bit ago. You said you were looking for your friend to give you a ride on the yacht. You're not looking for any handouts or any money, but you wanted to ride on the yacht. Hey, Eugene Johnson.
Locked down the motor mouth. He can't even hear Eugene Johnson.
Hey, Eugene Johnson, I got you all up in here. Ain't no doubt about that. Motor mouth, mall cruising break.
Hey, motor mouth. That son of a gun likes to go skinny dipping. Hey, motor mouth, Eugene likes to go skinny dipping. I ain't having none of that break.
American baked spam. Ooh, that sounds tasty. That's one of them, I think that's a specialty over there in Hawaii to break.
Here at the house. Right.
Hey, tell Eugene he needs to go on a diet, Motormouth. Tell Uncle Eugene to go on a diet.
Well, it Grey Poupon on that doggone, man, I don't know about that. That might mask the flavoring there, break.
Hello, 346, working his COVID 29, homie strong in the BYU.
I would imagine Grey Poupon is better than brown Poupon to break.
Others to say something here. 346, Mobile. 346, working his 29. Mobile, break.
324 skinny dipping Triple M, and I can't deal with that.
I guess his Mobile ain't got no conditions around the west side. Hello, Motor Mall, 346, B1.
Red Baron 324, you're making a good trip over here as well. Check this out. You got all kinds of Mother Nature rocking and rolling and a whole lot of audio to boot. Check it out one time.
Like I said, you sounded great out here today. I just wanted to see how you make the trip. Hey, Motormouth Mall, 324, Red Baron, we back up.
There you go, 324, the Red Baron. Motormouth Mall working the small ball peen mall. Stepping right there, break.
Hello, radio. We at Red Fox. The Red Fox are here around Eastern Tennessee.
Tell Uncle Eugene, you know, they're skinny dipping on my yacht, I'm gone.
I heard somebody coming back to the Red Fox.
Hey, wait a minute, hold on a second there. State line operator, you said to tell Eugene Johnson you ain't going to have any of that skinny dipping on your yacht there, break. That ain't allowed.
Yeah, that's why he invited him out there. He likes to wear them lime green spandexes and skinny dip.
Hello, up there around New York.
Well, you know, whatever floats their boat, their break.
Yep, hey, Motormouth, he's got them lime green spandexes, and man, they ain't no room in them either. I just can't deal with it.
No, he can't be wearing that. That's going to attract a shark. If he's doing that, he's going to attract sharks there, break. Them lime green spandexes, that's a surefire way to get found by a great white shark there, break.
Well, and if he takes them off, the sharks will run away. I guarantee you right there, if he takes them off, the sharks will run away.
500. If your beams are ground plane, don't complain. No excuses on the bowl. If your beams are ground plane, don't complain. Well, this ain't the bowl, but it still applies. There's still mud runners out here. I know that to be true because I saw one of them whining and crying and complaining on Facebook there, break. There's mud ducks out there, break. Not just in one place. They're all over the place, there, break. It's almost hard to run away from them, there, break.
That's right. He said it so good.
Right there. Hey, Motormouth, all I can do is quack. I'm going.
We Red Fox to do Red Fox around here.
And they get when you buy in, they get to the keyboard to do some complaining and typing in a bunch of keyboard jockeys out there. But you get their name called on the band, they sure can't get out there and on that typewriter or that keyboard.
I heard you say you'd talk to me later. Red Fox around Eastern Tennessee, sitting back and listening. Yeah, it's rough and tough on my end. Red Fox around Eastern Tennessee. The Red Fox around Eastern Tennessee. Grab.
410, yeah. Some have sense, some have no sense. Yeah, that's for doggone sure. All right, and some don't. They've heard terms they've heard some people in the past, I guess, put out terminology. They don't even know where it comes from. It really is.
Southeast Texas.
They just need to educate themselves a little bit, and they'll figure out what they got to figure out. But they gotta be on a quest for the truth. Ain't no doubt about that. Stop whining about some of the people who found the truth. Stop whining about people who figured out how antennas work. Maybe they got to look at the books and read up a little bit on their own and figure out how it works. And they might be happier. And then somebody else might complain about them. Well, anyway, it is what it is. You know, ducks will be ducks. That's exactly it. You know, you got to ask the question, why are there so many 10-8 stations and so many mud ducks? What are the differences between the ones that have and the ones that have not? You know, what's the difference? The difference is not the watts. The difference is being able to effectively get what little power you have out into the ionosphere and get it where it needs to go. Antenna, and audio bandwidth. You know, a lot of people hear big, full, rich audio and they automatically think that means a powerful, stronger signal. But it's not. A fuller, richer, heavier, bigger, wider, bassier, clean signal sounds like a bigger signal than it really is. You know, it can sound like 1,000 watts. You know, people don't realize it ain't about the power. It's about what's on the tower and the audio. That's what it is. And like you said, the be-all, end-all, the most important thing, Mother Nature. Sometimes you got it. Sometimes you don't. They're breakers.
You're right about that, Motor Mouth. It's just out there. It's not about nobody keying on anybody. It's just about where your signal's at that particular time.
Where y'all think my signal's landed?
Yep, exactly. That's it. And I'm not going to take my very same station and put it into an Antron. Well, no, I won't say an Antron 99 because you can co-phase a pair. Hey, Stateland, I know you're listening. You can co-phase a pair of Antron 99s and be devastating, but you know, you can run it into a big stick, a old Shakespeare big stick, or a crossbow, or a doggone quarter wave, or 102-inch steel whip, and you would never get your name called. Into a 7-element flat side that's been tuned right. That's been tuned right. Not just, you know, people tune their antennas. But they get all worried about their 50 ohm stuff, you know. They get all worried about the SWR, but they don't realize they don't concentrate on things like radiation resistance, elements and relationships and
Motor Mouth Mall.
stuff. So they stop.
Mall got in the motor's mouth.
And they look at the little feed point, which is what makes their amplifier or their radio happy. But that ain't what makes the RF get out into the atmosphere to break. I can't talk too much about this because I'm going to let too many cats out of the bag. But there are some antennas that work, and there are some antennas that don't. They're break. And that's all.
Hello, Motor Mouth Mall. Good evening. Motor Mouth Mall, Bootlegger, Texas. Hello.
Yep, antenna. You know, and that's the weakest point between two radios. What they gotta understand is that is the weak link between two radios. And if their antenna is failing, and if the...
Hello, Motor Mouth Mall. Good evening.
And the one other person's antenna might be working, well, that one person that might be working is doing half the work, but they might be looking like they're a little...
I can't stay Motor Mouth Mall up. Bootlegger's gone.
It's a hit and miss, you know, but you gotta understand what you're doing. And that antenna, you know, like in real estate, they say location. Well, antenna. That's what it's all about in radio to break. Anyway, if it works good enough for them, you know, that's the ham mentality. It's good enough. And then they wonder why they winning contests and being all 10-8 straight. You think ham radio contesters are running 1,500 watts? Five double O. You know better. You know about them ham contesters, man. They're running 20,000s, 10,000s, pairs of 10s, pairs of 20s. They got some fire in the wire, man. Anyway, but it ain't all about that. You know, it's a logarithmic scale, so you got to quadruple your power for one measly S unit. So you can't do it all with power. There got to be another way, right? Well, the other way is that thing called an antenna. And everybody overlooks. Let me get my knees on the bridge they got down drinking. You ever get out? You ever get on a drag strip with the spy tires and wonder why you got 850 horsepower and you can't get down the track? The antenna's kind of like the tires. You know, you're rolling that horsepower. Ain't gonna do you no good if you can't get into the ground. Well, the antenna is kind of like your tires. They're kind of important. They're break. Right about that, Nail Driver. Mother Nature rules the roost. Ain't no doubt about that. And Mother Nature's like the drag strip, you know. She's like the prep track. You know, you either try to get down to an ice rink, on a pair of slicks, or a doggone hard bias by tires on an ice rink, or you getting down to track with the prep track with a real nice starting line. And Mother Nature's like the the track. Your tires are like the antenna. And if you ain't got no traction, one way or the other, you ain't getting nowhere to break me.
Texas breaker. Break 28.
Oh yeah. Location has something to do with it too, because you may have competition, you may have no competition, you may be vertical or horizontal in one location, and maybe 30 or 40 feet away you could be a different polarization and here's something else, or maybe you could be a few feet higher here or there and here's something different, so positions and conditions, they go positions and conditions and antenna. So you got Mother Nature deciding whether the positions and the conditions are any good, and the antenna to decide whether or not you're going to be able to make use of what little traction you got for whatever reason. So it still boils down to antenna and Mother Nature, even when you got the positions and the conditions are break.
All right, still player 25 up here around the blue arrow. You got to get my number card. Hello, 318, 25 up here in Kentucky where the wave is getting on down.
Fort Nail Driver, yep. And I still haven't even let the doggone cat out of the bag yet. That's just a scratching at the bag. Hey, Nail Driver, take care of 7-3, radio station motor. All working the small beam mall. Why, I got them all in the doggone, what you call your west coast, under modulated beast. But a whole bunch of them.
Hello, and the 12 o'clock.
Yeah, man. Imagine what that would feel like going down.
Good evening. 25 up there. Over my left.
410. Well, you know, it would take you got to have a lot of horsepower under that situation because you got to melt. You got to somehow get the wheels spinning fast enough to melt to the beat of the tire to be able to get the tire to hook up in a slingshot. I guess that wouldn't be possible, would it? Well, that's why you put bead locks on there, you know, so that...
Hello, Jay Rabbit. South Carolina Wade.
956, Colorado. Get my damn number.
Over here to show you what's going on. Check this out one time. That B-104 definitely doing a trip. Check it out. Here it comes.
Craziness
996, Colorado.
Hello, Jack Rabbit, 49, Carolina.
Would you turn that damn mic down where somebody can understand you?
Bravo, X-Line, 117, Smoky Mountains, waving.
What a damn moron. Listen to that thing.
956, Colorado. 696, you heard somebody else come in there too, but thank you for the bump on. Hope y'all did it. 117, I was smoking.
Break.
Gulf Coast, Texas, trying.
228, use the hand that way there. Break up. Like 2 or 3 people talking. You get in a room with 2 or 3 people talking, see if you can understand anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's somebody read the mail on Motor Mountain Mall. Sound like that right about now. Right there, DH Land, 228 Trail Buster. 228 Trail Buster. Backwoods in Georgia. Break up. Turn your mic gate all the way off and look at your right.
What a mess.
Who the dumbass is? They could hear you. Down there, live wire. Heard you up in there, man, waving right back this way. Appreciate it, man. You sounded good down there in the backwoods of Georgia. 228, the old man in the rocking chair.
Tennessee, be listening. 956, Colorado.
Damn, that's terrible. What the hell did we just say?
Hello, come on in.
Was in there doing his thing, man. Sure did.
I wouldn't call that no audio. You got to listen to what you're facing. You know, you always good audio. Oh, 919 Motor Muff Mall got down.
Audio.
How about that murder mouth mall?
Yeah. That's the other thing, you know. You pull real hard on 2 tin cans and you got a little piece of thread that's going to break. You know, it doesn't work very well. You got to get some high-test line up in there to keep that thing connected. And the better the connection, the better the signal, the better the audio. Yeah, absolutely right there, Brady.
Yeah, the more high-test line. Oh, 99 up in Texas. 7 Smoky Mountains waving hand, 99 up in Texas.
In the ballpark, but they're not the be-all, end-all. You still, like you said, you got to understand your
Q-tips in that boy's ears.
takeoff angle works based on the swell conductivity you're
We tried to wave a hand, about 99 around Texas, B117, Smoky Mountains. Listening in.
Texas 49, 49 wave.
28 trail line and tweet properly.
Good afternoon, 5 27.
95, diesel welding, Longhorn State, record broken.
Hey, Silver Bullet. Over here in Georgia, man. North Georgia Mountains. Silver Bullet, 209. We're trying to understand.
117 out here in the Smoky Hills of Tennessee, a waiver.
Cause he keep clipping them lips off. That's why they call him the lip.
Hello, out there, 919.
Hey, Silver Bullet.
Hello, 919, 460 West Texas, waiting.
Mother Nature will swap around a little bit. We'll be able to talk over here on the East Coast. So we're going to say good evening to him, 228 Trail Buster, the old man in the rocking chair.
I'll try wave 909, 117, Smoky Mountains.
Going to the north.
Hello, out there, 919. Hello, out there, 919, 460 West Texas, waving.
Australia, but it's really not that good in that direction. But going to the east and going to the north.
We'll try it this way, 919. How about that, 919, 460 waving.
Hello, Tony 909, Tony 909, 018 Tennessee Blues.
Around the Smoky Hills of Tennessee, looking for conditions around DX12, break.
No.
117 is catch all
Catch you later.
117 around the Smoky Hills of Tennessee.
My conditions favor the north and primarily the east, and I do real good going that way, and so it gives.
Hello, FR 212.
Maybe because
212, right there, around you came through, big spots. That's the story of 117 Smoky Mountains, waving.
that's all I'm going to say. All right. Catch you later on 500 and 919 Motor Muff Mall, small ball peen mall, stepping right there, right now, breaking. Hollywood, you said I'm not going to get it back to 500, and you're waving out there. That was one of them tongue-in-cheek.
Hey, Motor Mouth Mall, 117 Smoky Mountains.
At 500 and the Nella Driver and all the rest out there in the world of sound radio station, Motor Mouth Mall, working a small mall, stepping. I got down right there, break.
We're station up out of New York. Sounding good down here in the hills of Tennessee, 117.
They bring you in, you dropping a hammer on all of it. They nail driver. Now, I just mentioned you out there. I didn't know you were going to drop them all on all of them to break.
909 Texas, 615.
Good job dropping that great big hammer out there. Tell me what you been burning.
It's the big hammer show over here. I gave it 2 How about that 909 Texas? Hey, 909 Texas, 117 Smoky Mountains.
Bye, Motormouth Mall. Bye. Hey, 500, I heard you roll up in there, Dell driver. You said something about your phone not working.
Hope you have a good year this year, 645. 117 Smoky Mountains. Cover the big channels out there, Hammer time.
I heard, whoops, Motormouth Mall stepping.
Hey, hello, Big Al. Hey, Big Al, I hear you up in there talking to Sandbagger. Hello, Big Al, your state line.
You weren't trying to key on nobody. You just made a comment about 333. Hello out there, 500, and hello out there, Hollywood. Hey, Hollywood, big old wave your way up around Illinois. 500, Motormouth Mall, looking around the Bluegrass, and Nell driver around the Muddy Banks and the Magnolia, and all the great big old hammers out there. I'm going to step back wide to the side. I don't want to get anyone too upset there. They got their conditions only show up when I'm out here, so when they get out there, they got to complain because, they got the radio pinned back. They haven't figured out they got 39 other channels to go to. Anyway, let me get my knees up in the breeze. I'm out. Hey, 500, take a walk on the wild side. And you're looking for 333 down under. Hello to you one more time. Motormouth Mall waving and stepping, and we'll catch you a bit later on. I'll get out of here and see what Mother Nature does next. Motormouth Mall stepping right there.
How about you out there, Motormouth Mall, 117 Smoky Mountains.
Oh, Big Al, I said hello and Happy New Year, and I'm going to get on the side. Bye. It's Big Al's talk show, so I'm going to get to stepping. See, that goes to show that I ain't all that, and I ain't got all that out there. I'm getting keyed on by Big Al, so it's all good. I like it that way. Motormouth Mall working a small ball peen mall. Got down right there, break.
How about you out in Texas? Oh, Texas, 117 Smoky Mountains waving. 305, getting down. Johnny, where's little Johnny? How about you out there, Big Al, 117 Smoky Mountains. South Line, come on back. Radio 3550. South Carolina. Damn, that was good. 615 Middle Tennessee. I'm trying to. I'm about to choke there if I can get me a monster. 10-4. They're stocked up on these guys. We're going to take you out, Detroit, Bill. Yeah, you ain't told me. 40 South Line, stand by. Boy, I bet I ain't drunk a Mountain Dew in 2 hours. Yeah. Bill 40 Sparkhill Hill Week Radio. So I thought we'd just be
You're out there, be listening to your talk show.
35, sitting around about where we go every time, but yeah.
Man, sound good, South Carolina, man. Bill 40 told you that.
Well, have yourself refinement, man. It's good to hear you. Nice to have something coming out of the north. The Sandboat, have a good one. I'll see you. Happy New Year.
Roger, nature board. Sound good. Roof man, you take off. Roof man. Bill 40 told you that. South Carolina. Rough tough, my end, rough tough. Bill 40 South Carolina, we stand by. Stand by, you're on. What's your later, stand by. 124.
Oh, you stay line, you're still out there. Oh, stay line, 464.
Hey, there's that New York station come back in there again. I believe that's that New York station.
What are you doing out there, state line? You doing all right?
Yeah, red clouds around eastern Tennessee.
Yeah, you doing all right. Stay line doing okay. Bill 40 South Carolina.
Yeah, I had some technical difficulties a little bit ago. I had to figure it out. I think I got it going back now, though.
It's really good. I forgot that I didn't have on, but 460 2 days in a row, that's pretty rare right there.
Well, when we get to Mother Nature,
You got Mother Nature. You got Mother Nature out there. Bill 40 117 around the Smoky Hills of Tennessee. I got one of their stations down in there, and you as well there, but
I'll tell you, it's rough out there, for sure. Oh, you stay line, take it easy, take care. Catch you later on, stay line, 460.
oh, dear. You're right here. I know it's true. Hey,
460, you have
460, South Carolina, 40, stand by.
don't need all the listeners.
I think you said 40 out there around South Carolina, 460.
460, man, boy, smoke. Got you wide open over here, South Carolina. Hey, 460, well, about 117 down in the Smoky Hills of Tennessee, waving at you.
Good job,
Oh, Lord, it sounds so much better. Hey, 460. Hey, 460, well, about 117 up here in the Smoky Hills of Tennessee. Yo, 460, South Carolina, 49, 49 with a wave.
Coming that way time, 109, 468.
Hello, I tried to wave a hand to 460. We tried to wave a hand to 460. Making a lot of noise around the Smoky Hills of Tennessee, 117. Oh, 117 around the Smoky Hills of Tennessee, wave. You got no condition. 49, reading that mail. Crank it up, 49, crank it up, 40. Oh, yeah. No get back on 460 around Texas, 117, Smoky Mountains. Turn to the right, Bucket.
I think he disappeared.
Here forward, Oh, 1137, 49 with that waiver.
I thought I heard 109 on the back side. I turned around. I got 0. know nothing. That's why Mother Nature is. She's all crazy today. 109, no.
Showstopper, 49 with a wave.
Out of my time, Ray Mountain 460, 305, Smoky Hills, looking your way. So you disappeared.
I'm gonna get my funky butt out here.
Get it, 49, get it.